Imagine living in a world without sound or sight. For most of us, it's unimaginable. A world without color, voices, or even the ability to see the faces of our loved ones. But for Helen Keller, this was her reality from early childhood. And yet, she didn't let this reality stop her. Instead, Helen Keller's life story teaches us about strength, resilience, and limitless potential. Today, we'll explore how Helen overcame unimaginable challenges and how her story continues to inspire the world. Helen Keller was born on June 27, 1880, in a small town in Alabama. She was a healthy, happy baby, bringing joy to her family. But when she was just 19 months old, tragedy struck. Helen contracted a severe illness, likely scarlet fever or meningitis. While she recovered from the illness, it left her both blind and deaf, a complete loss of sight and sound. Imagine being a young child plunged into complete darkness and silence. For Helen, this meant an early life filled with frustration and isolation. Unable to communicate, she struggled to connect with the world around her, often leading to outbursts. She was trapped, both by her limitations and by a society that had little understanding of how to help her. Then, in 1887, a remarkable woman entered Helen's life, her teacher, Anne Sullivan. Anne herself had faced tremendous challenges, including partial blindness, poverty, and losing both parents. She understood hardship. With immense patience, kindness, and creativity, Anne took on the challenge of teaching Helen to communicate. But her impact was far deeper than that. Anne was about to become Helen's greatest friend, mentor, and advocate. One of the most famous moments in Helen's story happened at a simple water pump. Anne placed Helen's hand under the cool flow of water, then repeatedly spelled the word water in her other hand. For the first time, Helen made the connection between the sensation and the letters being spelled. She finally understood that everything had a name, a label. It was as if her world, dark and silent, suddenly had meaning. From that moment on, Helen's world changed. This single breakthrough opened the doors for her to learn not only words but ideas, emotions, and experiences. She would go on to master reading and writing and even learned to speak, a monumental achievement for someone who had never heard a single sound. Helen's journey into the world of education was nothing short of extraordinary. With Anne's guidance, Helen learned to read Braille and use tactile sign language. Her insatiable curiosity and drive to learn led her to Radcliffe College, where she became the first deaf-blind person in history to earn a college degree. Helen graduated in 1904 with honors, inspiring not only her classmates but the entire nation. Her achievements challenged what people believed was possible for those with disabilities and opened new paths for others like her. Helen didn't stop at personal success. She wanted to use her story and her education to advocate for others. Helen Keller became a powerful voice for the disabled, fighting for their rights and for broader social issues. She joined the American Foundation for the Blind and began traveling across the country, raising awareness and changing perceptions of what people with disabilities could achieve. Helen's philosophy was simple but powerful. She believed that life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. She encouraged others to live boldly, to face their fears, and to not let limitations define their lives. Helen Keller's advocacy wasn't limited to disabilities. She supported women's rights, labor rights, and racial equality. She fought for people who were marginalized and silenced. She believed everyone, regardless of their abilities, background, or circumstances, had a right to be heard and to make a difference. Helen Keller's legacy lives on today. She overcame challenges that seemed insurmountable and taught the world that even the darkest situations could be transformed through determination, support, and belief in oneself. Helen passed away in 1968, but her message remains relevant. Each of us has untapped strength within us, even if our circumstances seem overwhelming. Helen Keller's story teaches us that the human spirit is incredibly resilient. Whether we face visible or invisible challenges, Helen reminds us that we are capable of much more than we know. In her own words, "The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision." Her story is a reminder to face our challenges with courage, seek knowledge, and use our gifts to uplift others. Let Helen Keller's story inspire us all to live boldly, to defy the odds, and to support those who need it most. Together, we can continue her legacy by creating a world of inclusion, empowerment, and endless possibility.